Welcome back, Gurus. My name is Nick, and we are back here today with another video on emails for the SOAR platform. Now, this one is going to be on notifications. Now, the notifications are to people who are already analysts or workers within the platform, so people who are licensed for the platform. If you're looking for how to set up different maybe notifications to people who are outside of the platform or establishing that kind of email communication. I will link a video up here in the top right to a video that I created on building that inbound outbound email connection for establishing communications with your customers or employees. So go ahead and take a look at that. From here, what I'm talking about though is the notifications within the platform saying you have a new incident that's assigned to you, or you have an incident that was assigned to you that got closed, or even sending inbound or outbound messages to people who are new to the platform. So those kind of emails are what we're talking about for those outbound emails. So you can see here, if you go into the administrator settings, you go to notifications, and then we scroll down. These are all of the notifications that we're talking about, except for one that's missing here, which is actually just the notification that's sent when you add a new user to the platform that goes out to that user, inviting them to set up their account for the platform. That is, of course, if you're using the inbound or internal authentication and not LDAP or SAML. So the way that we're actually going to set this up is actually outside of the platform. And what I mean by that is not on the GUI here, but actually in the back end. So what we're actually going to do is jump into the terminal to take a look at that and get that set up. However, before we jump over there, I just want to show you where I'm getting my instructions for this. We actually come out to the SOAR KB. So this is going to be where we're following these instructions. I'll have this linked down below. So go ahead and definitely check that out. There's lots of different things that we can set up within the platform here to do different things with logs and monitoring and stuff like that. But what we're going to be focusing here today is that email configuration to be able to send those notifications out to users. So we're just going to be walking right down through these steps. So now that we've seen all of that, let's go ahead and jump into the terminal. All right, now that we're here in terminal, now let's go ahead and take a look at some of the commands here. So first things first is we're going to be using the sudo res util command. And if we do a dash dash help, you'll actually be able to see that there are lots of different commands that we can actually perform different tasks with here. So lots of different things, including setting up SAML, LDAP, all these different kinds of things. But what we're going to be focusing on here today is actually setting up the SMTP. So let's go ahead and run the sudo res util SMTP edit. And this is going to allow us to get the configuration set up. So if we type this in and then do a dash dash help on the end, now we can see all of the different things that we have available to us. Of course, we can also see these in that KB article as well, but you can also see the stars next to the ones that are required. So we're going to make sure that we get those filled in. Now, for our environments, what we'll be using is just a generic Outlook email here. Of course, you can set up any kind of email authentication that you want to for this, for your own environments, but we'll be using that. So let's go ahead and start adding some of these flags in here that we're going to be using to configure this. All right, so the first flag that we're going to use is email. Of course, this is just going to be identifying the actual email address that we're going to be using to sign in and send those emails. So, so we'll go ahead and type that email in there that we're going to use. Next, we're going to be typing in the SMTP host name here. So we'll type in the flag host. Then what we're going to type in is the SMTP relay server. For Outlook, it's just going to be smtp-mail.outlook.com. All right, now that we've got that typed in, now what we're going to do is we're going to type in the name of the user or the from. For this, we'll just go ahead and call it SOAR admin. I believe we're going to have to put that in quotes here, so we'll test it out here. Next is we're going to type in the port number which the SMTP host uses. So let's go ahead and type in the flag port. And then for Outlook, it uses port 587. Now, by default, the TLS will already be enabled, so we do not have to turn that on here. But there is a don't start TLS if you wanted to do that for some reason. We're obviously not going to have to use that here. So let's go ahead and run these settings and let's see if this works out. All right, so it looks like the configuration took. Now let's go ahead and actually try testing that configuration. We'll do that with a simple command called sudo resutil and then smtp test. This one will take one flag, which is just going to be email. And then we're going to put in the email address of who we want to send this to. For this one, since we are testing the email that we set up above, we'll just go ahead and use that same email. Oh, it looks like we got a failed authentication. That was because I missed the user flag. So let's go ahead and go back up to our previous message and type in the flag -user with the username that we'll be using. All right, and we'll only need to use the user option here because it will actually prompt us for the password. So let's go ahead and click enter again to reconfigure this. All right, and it's going to ask for that password, like I said. So let's go ahead and fill that password in. All right, so that has now been configured. Now let's go ahead and try to run that command again to go ahead and send that test email. All right, and there we go. We got a successful sent message. Now let's go ahead and check our inbox. All right, and taking a look at that inbox, we go ahead and see that we sent it as the SOAR admin with, of course, our email address there. And we got a congratulations, this is configured now. Now, what this means is whenever we send out a new email to a user for invite to join the platform, or we send out a notification such as you've been assigned to an incident or a task, then now they're going to be able to get those emails directly in their inbox, and we will not have to send out special emails using that outbound email configuration to send those. But this is just another way we can send email notifications from the platform. All right, I know this was a short video, but I hope that that was helpful in getting that set up so that you guys can have outbound notification emails configured on the platform. That way you can start getting additional users into your platform as well. If this was helpful, please give us a like and a follow. If it was not, then please let me know how we can do better below, and so we can make sure that you guys are getting what you need out of these videos. And last but not least, if you've got any ideas for videos, please post those comments down below as well, because we really want to make sure that you guys are getting the most out of this channel as we can possibly get you. And with that being said, we hope to see you gurus next time.